All right, to understand the drastic changes and extreme events in Central Europe, we're being joined by Svein Tvedal. He's a climate expert and is also the chairman of the WION International Foundation and former UN director. Always a pleasure to have you, sir, on the show.
Thank you.
Now, let me begin by asking you, these are places which had experienced heat waves a couple of weeks ago, and now they're going through floods. Is there a relationship between the heat waves and floods that has occurred?
Yeah, definitely. This is kind of mix of special atmospheric conditions, but it is being much stronger from climate change. And let me try to explain. The water here has come from the Mediterranean and the Black Sea. And in August, Mediterranean saw its warmest water ever recorded. And the more the temperature goes up, the more is evaporated of water into the atmosphere. And the atmosphere can store 7% more water for each degree it gets warmer. And now we have reached the limit for the Paris Agreement on having a global warming on 1.5 centigrades. So that means that the atmosphere can hold 10% more water. And this has to come down again. And when it comes down, it very often comes down as we see it now. But this is combined with special atmospheric conditions that makes it even worse.
Absolutely. Now, these regions that are going through so much flood, are we expecting these things to happen, heavy rains and floods in the coming days?
Well, I'm not sure whether there will come more rain, but I have seen that another thing is that if you go high up, the water comes down as snow. And there has been much more snow in the Alps, and it is now predicted warmer weather. So then the snow that has come in the Alps will melt, and this might make the situation worse. So we probably still will see, according to experts, that Danube might be even get even more water in it.
Right. Now, let me just quote some experts. They're unsurprised, as they say, at the intensity of the extreme weather. And they say, but they're shocked by the wreckage that has happened and how unprepared are people. So are we, because these were predicted beforehand, but are we not aware of how much wreckage it is going to cause?
No, because scientists have said very clearly all the time that we will have more extreme weather like this. And then we would think that the world would react by investing in preparedness. But that doesn't happen. So governments are not listening to scientists. And to clean up what we see now in Poland, Austria, Czechia, etc., will cost much more than if they had invested beforehand in preparedness. And in addition to that, this is the short-term thing we can do. But we are not doing enough to stop the global warming, because we have now passed 1.5 degrees last year. And as it looks now, if we don't have a stronger politics, we might reach 2.5 to 3 degrees warming. And that will make extreme weather like this more severe, more intense, and this will come. But every time it comes, scientists are saying, yes, you should have prepared yourself for this, but we haven't. So we have something absolute to learn here, because it gets more and more severe for each time the extreme weather get more intense. And that's why the Paris Agreement say that the world has to stop on 1.5 degree, because if we don't stop on 1.5 degree, this extreme weather will just be much worse, apocalyptic in the future. So this is the situation. This is what is happening if we don't deal with climate change, with stopping emissions and prepare ourselves, and we will see much more of it. So I think we people, we are very intelligent, but we are not very wise.
Right.
If we were wise, we should definitely have done more here, stopping emissions and prepare ourselves for these
Right.
disasters.
And just last question before you leave us. Now, do you think that these extreme weather events will impact other parts of Europe as well? Now, we know that, extreme weather events in one part, it does impact. So you're joining us from Norway. Do you think that any kind of impact we would see in other parts of Europe due to these extreme weather events in Central?
No, I don't think we will. I don't think we will get much of this in Norway, but I see that meteorologists say that it will move south. Boris will move south, and we can have even if it dries up in the areas that are impacted now, it moves probably south, and parts of Italy might have quite heavy flooding in the aftermath of Boris.
All right. That was Svein Tordal joining us from Norway. Thank you so much for joining us. Always a pleasure having you and listening to your opinions.
Thank you for having me.